I want you to do some quick math with me.
There are 750,000 restaurants in America. Chick-fil-A is famous for being the most profitable fast food chain in the country. They make about $7.5 million per location every year. People write business school case studies about that number.
It's massive. But the restaurant I'm sitting in right now, this does $27.4 million per year per location.
That's almost double what the second place chain is in this country. And by the way, this second place chain is a luxury steakhouse. One Tai Fung out-earns 4 Chick-fil-A's or 7 McDonald's. And they do it by selling dumplings, not steaks, not expensive cocktails.
I need to figure out how this is possible. So let's go up in your business, Tai Fung.
Let's go eat at Tai Fung.
I got Tai Fung again, so let's eat it together.
There is a lot of conversation online about the cucumber salad.
I have been researching my order on TikTok for literally a year.
This is what makes this genuinely a crazy story. So Tai Fung has been in the US since 2000. It was a quiet, family-owned Taiwanese restaurant slowly building a following on the West Coast.
And then something happened.
The brand went from a regional cult favorite to the most profitable restaurant chain per location in the United States.
Faster than almost anyone tracked it.
Last year, they grew nearly 20% in revenue. They're adding multiple new locations every year. They opened their biggest restaurant ever in Manhattan. It's 25,000 square feet, and it immediately became their busiest location in the world. But how does a 66-year-old dumpling shop from Taipei quietly become the highest earning restaurant in the United States?
I mean, what did they figure out that every steakhouse, fast casual chain, every fine dining group missed? That's what we're gonna get into today. Now, here's the part that makes this business such a success story. It's the menu.
See, nothing is expensive. A basket of 10 soup dumplings runs $16 to $19. A bowl of noodles, $11.50. Appetizers are $8 to $15. You look at the menu and think, okay, this is reasonable. This is not a splurge. I can do this. And then you order. And the entire menu is built around sharing. Dumplings come in baskets of 10. There are wontons, greens, fried rice, cold appetizers, all of it designed to sit in the middle of the table and get passed around.
So you don't order just one thing. Nobody orders one thing. You order multiple dishes and share them amongst your table. And this kind of brings this like community aspect to it because it's family style eating. You discuss, have you tried this? Have you tried that? We gotta do this one. Ooh, you're gonna love that one. And it just makes it like a really fun dining experience. It also means that the restaurant is likely to sell more because people are sharing dishes, you're getting multiple dishes, maybe a round of drinks or two.
So the average check per person lands at $45. At a restaurant where everything feels completely reasonable, you never feel upsold. You're just eating the way the menu was designed for you to eat. Volume, check size, and a packed dining room every single service. So that's the math behind $27 million a year from just a $16 basket of dumplings.
Okay, now let's talk about what is actually in front of me right now.
Tai Fung calls it the golden ratio. Every single xiaolongbao must be exactly 18 folds and weigh exactly 21 grams, not roughly, exactly. Its co-CEO, Albert Yang, explained it like this. The 18 folds are not just about looks. They give the filling and the soup enough room to expand when cooking so that every bite hits the exact same balance of wrapping, filling, and broth every time. Now get this, chefs train for up to 1 year before they're allowed to make dumplings on the line. And a skilled chef can fold about 20 perfect dumplings per minute. Each location produces around 10,000 dumplings a day.
Now here's the part I really want you to picture. You walk into any Tai Fung and almost immediately you're gonna see this glass-walled kitchen where you can actually see people hand making these dumplings.
It might be floor-to-ceiling glass, and it's completely open to the dining room. You can see every chef, all dressed in white, folding dumplings in complete unison. This open kitchen is a calculated decision. The COO said it straight. This exists to show guests exactly how meticulous they are, how clean everything is, how much care goes into every single dumpling before it reaches your table. When you sit down and can literally watch someone fold 18 perfect pleats on the dumpling, you stop feeling like you're at a chain restaurant and now you feel like you're watching a craft. You feel like you've earned something. You feel good about what you paid for.
People will often pull out their phone, post online, and then all of a sudden your customers become your free marketing. But I'm gonna talk more about that later.
Every great business has a turning point. Tai Fung's had nothing to do actually with dumplings. Okay, so it's 1958, Taipei, Taiwan. A man named Yang Bing Yi opens a cooking oil shop. It's simple. It works. For about 12 years, it works great. But then tinned cooking oil shows up. It's cheap, it's convenient, it destroys his business. So Yang needs to pivot. A friend who runs a Shanghainese restaurant gives him a suggestion. Start selling food on the side. So Yang converts half his shop and starts making xiaolongbao, these soup dumplings. Now at the time, they're common in Shanghai, but almost impossible to find in Taiwan.
The dumplings take off immediately.
By 1972, he shuts down the oil business entirely and goes all in.
Talking is literally 3 times faster than typing. And if you're using AI, that means most people are leaving at least half the value on the table, just because they keep their prompts short. When you type, you keep it brief because typing is slow. But when you talk, you naturally just give more context, more detail, and you get way better outputs. That's what today's sponsor, Whisperflow, solves. It works in every app, so wherever you're already working, just speak and it converts to clean, formatted text. Unlike your phone's built-in dictation, it actually knows how to handle the messy stuff. Changing your mind mid-sentence, filler words, unusual name spellings. It cleans up all of that automatically. And no setup required, it just runs in the background. I mean, check this out. Hey ChatGPT, create a spreadsheet for my trip to Japan. I want to go to Uji and I want to try some famous sashimi restaurants while I'm in Tokyo. Also, generate an itinerary on Canva with illustrated images to send to the group of friends I'm going with. Now imagine doing the same thing, but like your vibe coding, and you can add so many more details so easily. Download Whisperflow today using the link in my description, and you can use my promo code Uptin to get 1 month free of Whisperflow Pro. And now back to the video.
A man with a struggling shop betting everything on one thing people keep coming back for, eventually it becomes a billion-dollar brand. So in 1993, the New York Times names the Taipei location one of the best restaurants in the world. People start flying in just to eat there. In 2000, the first US location opens. It's in a random strip mall in the San Gabriel Valley, east of LA, 19 tables. The San Gabriel Valley was home to one of the largest Taiwanese and Chinese American communities in the country. So Din Tai Fung doesn't try to introduce themselves to America by going to a big city. Instead, they plant themselves where people already knew exactly who they were. People who grew up eating xiaolongbao. People who had been to the Taipei original location.
And for the next 15 years, they basically stayed there. That was it.
But slowly they opened throughout the West Coast. California, Washington, Oregon. By 2024, after 24 years in the US, they had 16 locations.
For a brand this popular, that is an insanely slow way to grow. But it was completely intentional.
The COO explained it simply. They refuse to grow faster than they can train people. Every location needs 300 to 400 employees, around 30 trained dumpling chefs alone. So you can't just hire and open, you have to build the team, move experienced workers from other locations to train the new ones, and then you open the doors. So the East Coast waited and waited, and in 2024, the founders' grandsons officially took over as co-CEOs of the North American operation and made their move. Din Tai Fung opens in Midtown Manhattan, 25,000 square feet, 450 seats, their biggest restaurant anywhere in the world. It immediately becomes their highest foot traffic location.
So for the past 10 years, every headline has been the same. The mall is dying.
But Din Tai Fung signs leases in the malls. Their locations run from 5,000 to 25,000 square feet, all inside major lifestyle malls and upscale shopping centers. Here's the psychology. You show up to Din Tai Fung, the wait time is 45 minutes. What do? You don't leave, you shop. You wander into stores you weren't planning to visit, you buy something, and then your table is ready and you come back.
A company actually ran the data on this. After Din Tai Fung opened here at this mall in Santa Monica, the average time that a customer spent here at the mall jumped higher.
It went from 45 minutes to 58 minutes, just from one restaurant opening. Evening foot traffic jumped after 7 p.m. as well. So Din Tai Fung doesn't just bring customers for themselves, they bring customers to the entire mall.
So I mean, in a way, every mall in America kind of wants a Din Tai Fung.
And when every mall wants you, you have leverage, better lease terms, premium corner space, sometimes even a fully custom built out.
Din Tai Fung spends almost nothing on traditional advertising. They don't need to. They have chocolate dumplings and a side of sea salt cream. Look at that. By the way, in Taiwan, they don't have the sea salt cream on the menu. This is like a US exclusive for our chocolate dumplings.
TikTok has millions of Din Tai Fung videos, Instagram, YouTube, same story. None of those creators were paid. The food earns the content because it's viral, satisfying, and shareable in a way that a plate of pasta just is not. The line outside does the same thing. See, a crowd is a signal. When you walk past and 40 people are waiting, your brain doesn't think too long. It thinks, what's in there? And unlike a trendy restaurant that blows up for 6 months and disappears, Din Tai Fung has consistency. Every dumpling tastes the same everywhere. You bring your friends, they love it. They bring their friends, it compounds.
Let's zoom out and see what all of this actually means.
Din Tai Fung's US locations did over $411 million in sales last year. That was up nearly 20% from the year before. So what is the actual business lesson here? Because I think there are 3 of them and they apply way beyond restaurants.
The first one is that scarcity is working to its advantage. The long lines make you want to come here more.
Din Tai Fung had 16 locations for 24 years. That was not a failure to grow, but actually it was the thing that made people want them. The wait, the limited cities, the feeling that you can't just get this anywhere. By the time they walked into Manhattan, people had been asking for years and the demand already built in.
The second one is that transparency is a form of marketing. Look at those glass kitchen windows.
That glass kitchen makes the entire brand visible. When customers can watch the craft happening in real time, you never have to explain your prices. You never have to justify the wait. People see it, they understand. Most businesses hide their process, while Din Tai Fung built it into its architecture.
The third one is they invested in probably the thing that is the hardest to copy.
Din Tai Fung puts over 50% of revenue back into staff training. In an industry that squeezes every margin possible, they go the other direction. And because of that, no one can replicate what they do at scale. You can steal a menu, you can copy a vibe, but you cannot copy 400 people who have trained for a year to fold a dumpling exactly 18 times. Din Tai Fung won by being the thing in their category that refused to get worse as it got bigger. And now, with new leadership, new cities, and more locations opening, we're about to find out just how big things can get.
If you found this breakdown useful, subscribe to this channel because this is a series I'm doing up in your business.
Every episode, I take a business that looks simple on the surface and pull apart exactly how it actually works.
Drop a comment below. Tell me which business you think I should go to next. I read all of them. And I'll see you in the next episode where I go up in your business.